welcome back to another Thought for the Week video. Did you know today, Monday the 18th of January, is actually a really special day? Well, mostly this day is celebrated in America, in the United States, but it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And what's really cool is that it's a day where in some states and some places, schools, universities and some businesses will close to celebrate this important day. It's not often that you have a day that's celebrated with things being closed and people being able to have a day off to celebrate. So I think that tells us that it's probably quite an important day.
Often we celebrate important people or events, but you're not going to take a day off school for Talk Like a Pirate Day or Donut Day, are you? It takes something special to warrant a day off. So surely this means Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a big deal, even if we don't celebrate it in the UK. You see, Martin Luther King did some truly amazing things in his life.
I'm sure most of you will have already heard the name Martin Luther King Jr. Maybe you're even thinking of a famous speech that he said, the I Have a Dream speech. If you don't know who Martin Luther King Jr. is, well, he was a civil rights activist in the 1950s and 60s in America. He wanted to see change. He wanted to see equality in his country and in the world. What was really interesting about Martin Luther King is that he was all about peaceful protests. He arranged all sorts of different protests. He shared speeches, he arranged marches, and he was even involved in the Montgomery bus boycotts with a lady called Rosa Parks. He did lots of amazing stuff. He even won a Nobel Peace Prize, which is a pretty amazing feat. Unfortunately, because of the work that he was doing, it meant that he was a target for lots of hate. In fact, he tragically was assassinated because of the work that he was doing, because he wanted to see a different world.
So Martin Luther King Jr. was a Christian, and in fact he was a pastor. Now his faith was influenced by his desire to fight for injustice and equality. Now there's a verse in the Bible in the book of Micah where God is challenging his people in the way that he wants them to live their lives. And in this verse it says this: "What does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." So you can definitely see how Martin Luther King Jr. lived out this verse in his life. He longed for justice in the world. So he set up protests. He made really powerful speeches, and he gave a voice to those who didn't have a voice. He loved mercy, and he cared for those who he was speaking on the behalf of. Yet, he still did not want anyone that was opposing him to come to any type of harm. And he was humble. It wasn't all about him. It was about the changes that could be seen all around the world. Regardless of if you share a Christian faith or a different faith or no faith at all, this is a challenge of how you can live your life. Are there areas of your life where you see injustice? Whether that's racism, whether that's sexism, whether that's the way people treat the environment. It might be local, it might be global. What can you do to make a change in those areas? What can you do to fight for injustice in the world that we live in? How can you act justly? How can you love mercy and care for those around you? And how can you walk humbly? Make it about the issue, not you. So we've provided a worksheet for you in the description below, and it looks just like this one. And it's an opportunity for you to write down where you might see areas of injustice, where you want to be able to make a difference. Use the boxes that we've provided and we hope that might be helpful for you. Thank you so much once again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, stay safe. Bye.